Hey, today we're going to be making gnocchi. This is our special guest, Joan. Joan, how are we going to make gnocchi today?
We're making gnocchi out of flour, ricotta cheese. Most gnocchi are made from potatoes, but I use ricotta cheese. It makes it smoother, a softer dough. Some salt and some, what else do we need in here? Eggs, that's it, eggs. We need 1 egg. And that's it. We mix that all together and we make our dough.
Okay, so now that we already have our ingredients, what are we going to put in first?
2 cups of flour. We use all-purpose organic flour.
All-purpose.
But you can use any all-purpose flour that you like. I suppose if you're gluten-free, you could try a different flour, but I've never used anything but all-purpose flour.
Okay.
Oops.
She's making a mess. Hey, we're in the kitchen. We're supposed to get our hands dirty on the food.
That's right. But first off, we did wash our hands before we started this process because we don't have gloves on here, so just want you to know. Good thing, always wash your hands, soap and water. 2 cups of flour. We'll probably need some more flour, obviously, later when we start rolling the gnocchi. Okay, now we have 2 cups of flour in there, and we're going to add ricotta cheese. I use whole milk ricotta. Skim milk, not my favorite. I like whole milk. Okay. 2 cups, and that's usually a container. This is a 15-ounce container, but that's a little less than 2 cups, but it's enough. 1 ounce less than it.
So how are we going to stir it?
Well, we use this spatula, or you could. Once you get in there, you can start using your hands.
So do we use the whole cup?
Yes, all of it. All right. Need a little salt, just a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. To the turning place here.
It's always better to do it on something that.
See, I overflowed.
Look how much salt's on that edge.
Yeah, I don't want to make a mistake. Okay.
It smells salt.
Okay. All right. And 1 egg. Oh, see, we got a shell in there. So we're just going to get this little spoon and take that piece of shell out of it. Stuff happens.
You want to make sure not to use that utensil.
No, I don't need it anymore. All right, 1 egg.
Okay, that egg's in.
That's the only ingredient you need.
Okay, now we're going to stir.
You want to do this, Jack?
Sure.
Go right ahead.
How long are we supposed to stir for?
Till it becomes pretty much together. We're going to use our hands on the board.
Okay.
As soon as we can kind of get most of that flour incorporated. Okay, now it's kind of coming together. You can put it on the board if you'd like, or you can use the countertop if you don't want to use a board. You can just do it on the counter. We wipe the counter down first in case we decide to just go to the counter.
All right, going on.
Okay. Now, if it gets to the point where we need a little bit more liquid, we may have to add another egg. Now we're just going to use our hands. So you can feel it. It's getting together.
It feels like slime-ish, Play-Doh-ish.
Oh, slime-ish. Okay. It's soft.
Feels like a feather. Ooh, this went flying. Did we do this until everything's stuck together?
All right, you want to make one. Getting there, see? Look at that. We're getting there. Take some of that off your hand.
I got monster fingers now.
And then I'm going to show you how to kind of knead it. But we're not making bread, so we're not going to knead it per se. Like bread dough, but we are going to keep turning it so that we can get it.
Be prepared to get sticky.
That's why you're going to need more flour once we start this.
All right. At this point,
You're going to let it rest for a little bit if you can. 10 minutes if you can.
all right. Rest for 10
Give it
minutes.
a little bit of time.
All right, sounds good.
Okay, I'm back.
10 minutes later.
And we're back now with another exciting episode of Jack and Joan. Take it away.
Hi, we're back. We put a little flour under our dough right at the end there. Just it seemed a little sticky, so I just put a little bit of flour under it and kind of like tucked it around like that. So just in case you feel like it's too sticky, it's sticking to your hands too much, just add a little bit more flour, a little bit at a time. Okay, so now we have this ball of dough. We're going to cut it into
Thirds or fourths?
four sections, quarters. Because we're going to just work with one section at a time. It's a little soft, but we're going to use the flour. So now we have 4 pieces here. We'll do 1 piece at a time. All right, time to put some flour on your board. Not too much, but get it. I'm going to do this one, but Jack, you're going to do the others. So we're going to kind of make it long, snaky-like. Can you maybe use it on the camera? We're going to roll it out. If it seems too much, go ahead. Cut that piece in half. This is pretty easy stuff. That might be a good idea because it gives you a little bit easier to roll. Sort of move your hands around to kind of make it. It doesn't have to be, look, this piece broke off, but no problem.
Oh, one thing I should have mentioned earlier is that you will need a gnocchi board. The gnocchi board looks something like this. It has little ridges in it, so you get that nice rigid look on your gnocchi.
And I'll explain that when we curl them. Okay, now that we've made our dough long, snaky dough, we're going to cut it in pieces.
How big of pieces?
What would you say?
Maybe an inch,
An
I
inch?
guess. Don't chop your finger off. I'll mistake it.
Let's see that flour here. If you have, there's also those chopping things that have a handle on the top. If you don't want to use a knife or you want your children to help you, you can use something safer than using a knife. Okay, now we have these little balls. I usually bounce them around in a little flour. Okay, and we'll continue to do this, but do you want to just demonstrate how to make the gnocchi from here? And then what you're going to do then is continue to use your dough. Done with this piece, cut this one in half again, roll that up, get the same thing, put it in flour, cut them up in pieces like this. I've known people to just make gnocchi from these. That's not the way you make gnocchi. This board has ridges in it, and it'll show you why. I throw some flour on it. I get my thumb and finger together. I get my thumb and give it a roll. Take that up and show them the inside and the outside.
So this is what the inside looks like.
It's an opening, and that's where the sauce is going to catch all the sauce when it's on your plate.
And this is the outside. It should look like little
that will also
train
hold the
tracks.
sauce. Okay, so you just continue. You don't have to push
Extremely
too hard. Look how easy that is. Wee.
Wow.
And some are going to be a little bigger than others.
Looks like a taco.
Yeah, that's all. Really, this is a simple recipe for gnocchi. Now, it may look easy because I've done it many thousands of times, but when you first get it, it might be difficult. You might be wanting to use your finger. You can try whatever one works for you. I just put it there, push on it some, let it roll. Sometimes you get dough stuck in these crevices. I just sort of like to clean it out. Sometimes I get a little fork or something to get the flour out. But
may I try?
Well, I'm going to hand it over to you to take over from here, Jack. And maybe I'll let you do that, and I'll roll a little bit more dough. How does that?
Ooh,
How did that come?
they look good.
Well, there you go. And we'll try to do it with just one.
One finger?
One thumb. Push your finger. That looks beautiful. Give it a little bit more into it.
A little bit more.
A little forward, right there. Push it down a little and let it roll down.
Oh.
You can do this very well. You're doing it very well. Give it a little bit more push than that. But, you know, you're going to figure it out. Yeah, you're going to figure it out.
And that's our first batch of gnocchi.
And we'll continue to do this until they're all finished. And then you can just lay them on a tray like this. At this point, you can fill that up, throw a little flour, or you can freeze them in the freezer now. You can put a little bit of plastic wrap on the top, freeze them. They don't take very long to freeze, 15 minutes, maybe half an hour. Take them out, throw them in a Ziploc bag. They'll stay loose. Put them in the freezer. Take them out when you need them. Take only some out when you need it. That's the convenience of these if you make a large quantity. We used the recipe for 2 cups of flour. You can double that, make 4 cups, 2 eggs, 4 cups of ricotta. You make just a larger batch, freeze them, instant dinner. Get some sauce together and yeah, there you go.
Okay.
All right.
And you too can make your own gnocchis, but you need one of these paddles. Now, take 2 of WD Productions, starring Jack and Joan in their cameo episode of Baking in the Kitchen.
Okay. So, what would happen if we don't have a gnocchi board?
Good question. And I also found one of these you can use instead of a knife, or if your children are helping you, let them use one of their plastic toy knives. It's fine. The dough is so soft. So I just did this. It made it easier than using a knife. And if you don't have a board, you don't have to invest in a board.
So what do we do?
I like them because they're fancy.
What do we do? Do we pinch them?
No, we just stick it on the board here and just give it a little curl with your thumb or your finger. It'll just curl. See, look, you did that great. And it will capture the sauce in there just like the other.
Okay.
You don't really need the board. I just like the crevice, the lines it makes on the outside. It holds more sauce that way, but it doesn't matter. It's very easy. Just let them roll around. Okay, to cook them, get a large pot of water, like you would your spaghetti or any other kind of macaroni you're cooking. Add a little salt, and this is a large quantity, so I would not put all of this in at one time. It will boil over. Wait till your water boils, throw them in. They often say gnocchi are finished when they boil, they come to the top. They boil to the top, they'll float to the top. Usually when mine do that, I let them cook another couple minutes. This could be 5-6 minute total time. You could taste one if you want, just be sure. But it's not a long cooking time. And put them in your favorite sauce and enjoy.
Okay. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Mr. Jack Fantastic Cooking in the Kitchen. We hope you enjoy the gnocchi. Bon appetit. The original audio has been removed because my cameraman has not done what was in the script.